see with gunmetal crystal edge technology screens, and of course with gunmetal crystal edge technology screens, it's going to have the Onyx Black and the dedicated Christian Cinemax, which I can't wait to start working on that. So anyway, when I told you when I had this conversation, and I told you that when things don't work out at the end of the day, don't blame God. God is trying to show you something, and He's trying to show you that before you come down to a certain road, that you are going to see, you may not win all victories. And the reason why you're not going to win all victories is because sometimes some things aren't meant for you to win. And there's a reason why, because there is a bigger picture behind it. When I was looking at the batch number guarantees, the batch number guarantees, yes, they back our products up 100%. It shows our products being painted down. It shows our products being tested. If this individual had lived in the United States, as I said before, it would have been easy for us to go outside of PayPal and take it before a judge. Very easy to do. Which, like I said, it's very easy to do because the person lives with the United States. If a person lives overseas, even though the batch number may or may not protect us, if it's under PayPal's decision and PayPal makes a mistake, which they really don't like to admit that they do make a mistake, we're at the mercy of PayPal. So overseas, when we're dealing with batch numbers, we become at the mercy of PayPal when that happens. And say PayPal does what they just did, and what am I looking for here? Okay, oh, it's not over here, I'm not hooking it up. PayPal makes a mistake and does what they've done, then that means that we can lose a claim. I got technology coming out that are $1,800 projection screens, wallpaper technology, you name it. We got all this new stuff we're bringing out. And, oh, I forgot the whole entire serger. That's the whole serger. Did I bring the whole serger with me? Oh, it's right over here. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I got some very expensive technology I'm designing. AdTech, which, again, is not a cheap product at the end of the day. It's a screen that is 4x4, starting off at $800, and it's going to be dealing with a lot of companies. So, our batch numbers, can they protect us overseas? If we have a problem with PayPal, and PayPal, even though we submit information and evidence and they don't decide in our favor, how much money can we lose in this? We can lose a ton of money. So, when I tell you that sometimes when things don't work out for you, it's because God's trying to show you about things that can happen in the future that could end up costing us a lot of money and a lot of headache. And we have won the case. Just like I said, we had painted that screen to that glass. This technology you're looking at right now wouldn't even have existed, because again, it would have been on the glass and we couldn't make it, them knowing that they could break a piece of the glass, analyze or whatever can happen. Bottom line, it's there. So it's a good thing that we did get removed from the building, because again, we wouldn't have had the FLE technology. Same thing with the case. I sat there and I said, well, Lord, look, we gave them all the information. We gave them all the evidence. We showed that the product worked. We had customers. Why in the world we would lose this case at the end of the day when we did nothing wrong? And I couldn't figure out like why. But then I thought about it when I got them. I said, oh, shoot. I said, our batch numbers can't protect us overseas, and they can't. And in the United States, if someone violates the batch number, someone commits false claim, say PayPal does the same thing. They do a mistake and they basically went in the buyer's favor, and they got a $1,700 screen sitting in their living room that we know that's working perfectly fine, and they have our money at the same time. We can take them to court. We can take them to court anywhere in the United States, and we can override PayPal's decision with a judge. And we can go in there and say, look, Your Honor, here's the deal. It's us fighting, not PayPal fighting at the end of the day. This is the screen. This is the batch number. These are customers who have the same product. Screen's working perfectly fine. We can win that case easily in court. It gives them the opportunity to go in and fight it too. Also, too, and on top of that, they'll be subjected to the batch number violation fine, which is $1 million. So it's easy for us to fight it. Overseas, say if PayPal goes over and they make a wrong decision, which they did, and the customer wins, we can't bring them over to the United States. Do you have any idea how much money it would cost me, what kind of attorney I would have to pay for to bring somebody over? It would cost me more than what the product is actually even worth. So guess what? They get the money and they get the product, and there's nothing we could do about it. That's the reason why I'm happy that this happened. And at first I was kind of upset by it, but I'm happy it happened because God was showing us something. I literally had this conversation with you all, and I said, when things don't work out, is because God is trying to show you something, that something worse down the line could happen. Say we launch this technology overseas. Say about 13 or 14 of our $1,700 screens have the same problem. Where PayPal messes up and makes a mistake. We can't take them to court. We can't get our money back. They literally get away with our screens and our money at the same time, and it's nothing we can do because we don't have the jurisdiction to pull them over here. If we have a company based in over there in that country, oh yeah, then we can easily. Now I still have to fly over there and all that to get that done, but still, we'll have a representative go over there for me, but pretty much it'll probably be me. But anyway, we can handle it over there under their laws and under their rules, and over there, we can handle it over there. Still, we'd still have some problems because again, they have their own laws over there. So again, yeah, it would be problems. So again, is this considered to be a stain for us? No, it's actually a good thing that it happened, because again, if we had won the case, products would still be shipping overseas, and we would probably bump into these problems later on down the road when we're actually shipping off thousands and thousands of screens, and this would basically add up and become problems at the end of the day. So, no, this is a good thing for us, a very good thing. So that's what, again, when I looked at the batch number, I said, even though we have a batch number, and if the batch number says at the bottom of that, it says we can take you to court. Can't take you to court if you're overseas. We can't. That's a loophole for us. Can't touch you at all, period. So any overseas customer, not saying all overseas customers are bad. We have amazing overseas customers, but those bad apples at the end of the day, they could rip us off on our technology. And if PayPal decides in their favor, even with the outstanding evidence we're showing that this product is working, and we still lost the case, that shows you at the end of the day that this is a serious no-no, and we can't do it. That's why I told you at the end of the day, God saw this, we didn't see it. The only thing I saw was, oh, we got a batch number, we're good. We could just basically, take them to court. How are we going to take them to court? They're overseas. There you go. That's why I said, at the end of the day, if something doesn't work out, it's because God is trying to show you a bigger picture. So, for the people over there that are celebrating, saying, yeah, we got a victory. No, you don't get victories on Lord's people at the end of the day. Satan doesn't get victories at the end of the day. That decision cost me $160. That's pretty much it. And consider the fact that it'll probably end up costing me hundreds of thousands of dollars if those $1,700, $2,800 screens we got coming up end up going where we had these little problems that are popping up where we can't basically guarantee the batch number is going to protect us, because due to the fact that PayPal, we get somebody in there that makes a wrong or faulty decision, we're done at the end of the day. Even if we do have a batch number showing the product is working perfectly fine and there's nothing wrong with it. As we showed you in the demonstration, there are other customers who have the exact same screen paint with the exact same numbers on the back of them, and their screens are working perfectly fine. As a matter of fact, they sent in testimonies on how much they love the products. Same person came out of the same container, he says something's wrong with it. That doesn't even sound right at all, period. So because PayPal made that faulty decision and we lost the case, we lost our money and we lost the product at the same time. And I'm not going to, by seeing that, at the end of the day, thinking, oh shoot, if we had launched any of the more expensive, more advanced screens, we had lost a ton of money. If AdTech had transferred over there, we would have lost a ton of money if this would have popped up. So at certain points, we can trust PayPal to make some decisions, but if they make these decisions and we know we have that kind of evidence to back the product up and they still do that thing at the end of the day, then we can take it to court. We don't get a lot of cases where we lose a lot of cases, and we don't. My track record that I have with PayPal, I've been with them for over 10 years, where it shows that we get very little losses, and when it comes to basically our cases that we file, it's very rare that we actually lose a case like this, extremely rare. So, but it also too is a huge wake-up call, and the batch numbers can't protect us overseas in any way. It can't do it. If this had happened here in the United States and this person was here in the United States, yeah, I'll be sending an email to him right now, telling him, look, we'll see you in court. We're going to sue you for $12,000 in small claims court, because that's what the product is for the batch number for the advanced ambulance rejection technology. It's 12 grand, and we're taking a small claims court. We're suing you for $12,000. See you in court. That's pretty much would have been the end of it. And then when it went down, took all his information, because he's here in the United States, went down to the courthouse, filed everything, got ready, and then he gets a court date. We got a court date, and we'll go to court and fight it. And he has to beat the batch number, which you can't do. See, that way we have all the power in our hands to take care of it. Makes it easier. PayPal has all the power, and once PayPal makes a decision, you can't overrule the decision that they make. Even if you try to appeal it, you can't. And even if you have tons of evidence, you can't. And I've been through this before because, like I said, I used to sell vintage toys on PayPal, and I had somebody rip me off on a $3,000 item. He sent me back some crap in a box, and it wasn't my stuff at the end of the day. And PayPal decided in their favor, and that's when I decided to pull from PayPal. Not saying PayPal is a bad company. I've dealt with PayPal for many, many years. And sometimes companies do make mistakes, and it happens to everybody. Everybody's been down that road. But if the person's living overseas, it makes it virtually impossible for you to take them to a small claims court or any kind of civil court to fight that claim due to the fact that they're in a different jurisdiction. So, was it a bad thing to happen to us? No, it was a blessing. And it's before we're getting ready to launch and get ready for the new technology coming out this summer. Now, as for the trolls out there who think they got a victory and you're screaming and yelling like, yeah, we got him, he's a scammer, he's a rip-off artist. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say at the end of the day when I have more customers than you have at the end of the day. So I got to be on site this summer. I was on site last summer when you guys made those accusations. We got here in a message saying you're using camera tricks. I don't know how that would be possible. If I'm using camera tricks, I'm on site. I was on site a couple of times. How would that be possible? Are all my customers using camera tricks? Because if that's the case and you're making that accusation, I can very easy get you a 302. Extremely easy. That's psychotic. Definitely psychotic. But it shows you the desperate. I'll show you real quick in a minute. I'm setting up right now because I'm about to call up and get something from this company. I want to get one of their projection screens for testing. Here we go. You know who that's from. We see you're using camera tricks. See, that's what I'm talking about at the end of the day, the desperations. You've been exposed yet again. Make your channel about video games because you are not good at paint. I don't think I had that problem. And I replied back by saying, then you have no problem shipping me my black paint and I will see you in court. So if I'm not good at making screen paint, as you said I am, then you have no problem with sending me down my black paint. Simple. Gentlemen, again, I've been here longer than you have. I have more customers, demonstrations, and knowledge than you have at the end of the day. You have a person over there who basically clearly can show tampered with the product. PayPal gave him a ruling. It was a wrong ruling, which it shouldn't have did, but also, too, it's a blessing in disguise because, again, our batch numbers won't have any jurisdiction. They can't protect us overseas because we can't bring them to court. The violations that we have on batch numbers, it's not on PayPal's behalf. It's on our legal side. They're the ones that we take into court, and they're the ones that will be suing you for that amount of money because you violate the batch number. We can't even use them if they're overseas because how will we get to that person? So right there, that was a blessing for us because it allowed me to see that if I had launched any of the other technology, the gamer screens, and those things are glass, if you had launched any other thing or anything over there, oh, just imagine the problems we would have had on trying to defend ourselves. We would lose our products and we would lose our money at the same time. So $160 is, for us, at the end of the day, is not a big thing at all, period. It's sad that PayPal made that decision. It is. And it did come down to a decision at the end of the day that, like I said, we gave them all the evidence. We back our products up. We do more testing than anybody else. We do back our things up at the end of the day. But unfortunately, they made a bad decision. But that decision also, too, was a blessing because it allowed me to see that our batch numbers will not defend us overseas. Because, again, if this had happened, we could easily take them to court. We can't touch them. If I did spend the money for an attorney, it'd be way, way more money than it would cost me for $160. That's what it would be worth, more than that. Just to get them over here would cost money. Then they'd have an attorney involved, and that would cost more than $160. Easy to do it from the United States. So unfortunately, for the overseas customers, yeah, they're going to be ticked. They're going to be upset because we can't offer any of our products overseas. But sorry. That's the best I can say. Where in the heck are the fire sticks? I have fire sticks up here. We don't have fire sticks up here. Oh, period. What the freak? Where are my fire sticks at? See, this is where I try to put things up, and we don't put things up. We lose stuff all the time. Oh, man. I hate it when I lose the fire sticks. Fire sticks can be anywhere. Remote controls right there. Top of, you know where the fire sticks are at? You don't know where the fire sticks are at? I don't even know where the fire sticks are at. Whatever. Oh, it's plugged in. Gee whiz, it's a long trip and whatever. Everything's plugged in. We're good. All right, cool. Yeah. That's the case. Like I said, companies, all that stuff, they want to acknowledge our technology. And like I said, I'm splashed all over forum sites. I have, again, way more customers. And by the time we get out there, well, that number's going to jump by a lot. So if it doesn't work and I'm using these special camera tricks that I'm using at the end of the day, then it would be virtually impossible for any of my customers for the screen to work. It'd be virtually impossible for us to be on site. What I got, one of those Men in Black ink pens that I just pull out and I just zap everybody's eyes and said, this is what you're seeing. Right there, again, as I said, Mr. Fernando, we know that's you. Let me explain something to you. I told you that one of the lawsuits that's being filed against you is about the camera trick rumor you started about our company. If you cannot back up this theory in court and prove that this actually exists, you're getting sued for $250,000 on that lawsuit. It's a defamation lawsuit. You made false accusations that my products were using special cameras to try to make our products look different. So that's going to cost you 250 grand. So I hope you can back it up. If you can't, it's going to cost you. I can't wait to hear him explain this to a judge, how this is going to work. As a matter of fact, I'm even willing to paint that screen up right there, like I said, in the courtroom. So you explain to me how a screen is going to be functioning perfectly well in a courtroom. Also, too, it's going to require, we might get a contract too to replace all the screens in there too. But anyway, it's working perfectly fine in the courtroom. You explain to everybody in the courtroom, which I'm going to have you do in this lawsuit, how we're all seeing the same screen. There you go. See how you paint your stuff? This is how people paint themselves. Literally in corners. They paint themselves in corners. Can you bring this down a little bit? I got a whole white surface underneath my screen. I just want to use that. That's another reason why. Because when I get the other projector, it has a better lens shift. I want to be able to. And we don't have anything on here. There we go. Isn't that cool? That's the reason why we did the background in white too, so that way I can basically roll the screen down. And that's the reason why when we set this up, when we do our demonstrations, we can basically have this huge white surface behind the back of the screen, so we can lens shift down to the white surface. But I'm having an actual white screen behind. This is the background drop. They still work as projection screens. People use them all the time. YouTube. Yeah, I'm gonna love this camera trick thing. As he said, we do it in the day. Yeah, I hope you're listening. Yeah, if you can't back that up, you owe me $250,000. As a matter of fact, let's change that number. We'll make it $500,000. You're gonna owe me. Forget the $250,000. I'm gonna basically go in and basically set my claim for $500,000. So, we said we had to said. Now keep in mind, Fernando Gonzalez, today I'm going down to file a class action lawsuit against you for defamation. The defamation lawsuit will involve that you basically made statements that we're using special camera equipment to make our screens look brighter and whiter. You've asked for it. I told you stop doing this nonsense at the end of the day just to get you in trouble. So I was going to sue you for $250,000. I'm going to sue you for $500,000 in civil court. So doesn't make a difference if you move or not. We don't care. We'll still get our money. Since you keep making these accusations, now you're going to have to back that up in court. Any other accusations you want to make while I'm down there so I can file that paperwork too? we should have did this. Put it in the white surface against the screen. We got a whole entire surface up there. Rose, blossoming, red. We got sound for all this. Good, we do have sound for everything. All right, that's basically about it. I got to call a couple of companies, and I got to go in, and I got to be downtown today anyway. So since I'm down there, I'm going to go over to the courthouse. I'm going to go file a lawsuit against you. Again, defamation. You went out and spread rumors. I got an email right here. We all know that's from you. And I got other emails from you making statements and videos from you making a statement about the camera thing. So might as well get that done now today, since I got to be down there anyway to file the rest of the criminal charges, some other stuff we have against you guys. Oh, you guys never learn. So I'm going to go down there and file the lawsuit against you guys. Well, actually against you or anybody else who said it. Anyone else who made that statement, I'm actually following. Wake is actually, after we get his real name, which they're working on it right now, getting his real name, address, and all that. Once we get all that, he has a lawsuit filed against him for basically stating that that phantom mess, whatever that stuff was with our product. So better back that up, because that's going to be a doozy. You're going to have to pay that money back. All right, gentlemen, tomorrow, and I want to get all this done because I got things to do. I'm going to send you over your letters for our black paint, as you said before. If we are exposed and we don't make good products and all that stuff, well, I'm expecting my black paint even faster now. So now you don't have the 29th anymore. You have less than that. You have 4 days to get me a tracking number. 4 days. I want a tracking number in 4 days. There's penalties for doing dumb stuff, gentlemen. I'm a very busy man. You waste my time on this dumb nonsense. So you have 4 days to get me a tracking number. Look at that. I cannot wait to start testing this out. Reason why the on-site is going to be amazing is because the fact that I'm going to have a huge customer base out there, a massive customer base, because people will be to go up and see the technology. Yeah, this is going to work. All right, let me go. I have to go and get my certified samples because I am going to need those. And I got to be downtown today to get the rest of this paperwork tidied up so we're done. And yeah, that's basically about it. We can't offer the product overseas. I do apologize. And like I said before, it's easier for us to prosecute someone if you're in the United States if PayPal makes one of these costly mistakes. So we can override their decision and go to court. Unfortunately, these things will happen and will pop up. And like I said, everything happens for a reason. Keep in mind, we filed about, Jamie's filed about 19 of these PayPal complaints, and he's lost every single one of them. And the reason why? Because the Lord knew that Jamie was up to no good. He was up to something dirty. And if he won any of those, he would basically say, oh yeah, we got him. He's a scammer. He's this, that, and the other. Jamie's never won, never a PayPal ever against us. Neither has Mr. Rogers or any of the rest of them. There's a reason for when God does something like this, and it's because he's trying to tell us that, look, your batch number is not going to work overseas. And I never saw it. I didn't think of it that way. I thought, okay, we have a batch number. We could back it up. We can basically put 100% of the trust into PayPal, that they'll make the decision. And after watching all the evidence that we gave to PayPal, and enough evidence to choke a horse, literally, they still decided in his favor, and they knew they were wrong about it. When we came in and reversed it, if it was wrong and they knew they were right 100%, they would have never reversed. We had a reversal on it. So they reversed it, came in, and they got the same person who made the biased opinion, came in and did it again. And I said, okay, well, then thank you so much. We pretty much figured out what we had to do from there. And then when I sat down and prayed about it, I said, well, Lord, you know, I don't understand. We sent this product over. It works perfectly fine. We have other customers that have the same product. We basically gave them all the information needed. Why would this happen? And then when I got up, I said, oh, the batch number, it can't protect us overseas. And it can't. That's what the batch number is designed to do. It's designed to protect our products, give the customer a 100% guarantee. But if we have to take someone to court, we can do it within the United States. We can't do it if they're overseas, because we can't touch them because they're out of the jurisdiction. We can't touch them at all. So that means that someone goes over and they're lucky. They say we take the chance and they're lucky enough to be a PayPal decision, then we win with no problem. But say if they don't. Say they order 5 or 6 screens from us and they don't. That means they keep a ton of my money, and on top of that, they keep my product. So we can't afford it. We can't afford that costly mistake. We can't even entertain that mistake. And when the Lord does something like that, when I tell people at the end of the day, don't get mad, don't get upset. Thank him for this, what he's done for you. We thank our Lord for basically allowing us to lose that case, because it allowed us to see exactly what was coming for us. Just like when I was in the building and we got all the testing we need done. We were up to the top floor, bottom floor, not the 5th floor, we don't do the 5th floor, but we got all our testing done. And after a while was coming in, I was like, man, there's nothing else to do here because we've done everything. And the reason why I was coming there most of the time was just to get out of the apartment, because I told you how much I hated being in the apartment because of all the noise that was in there. So I was just in there all the time. It's just some place to go, and not other than being in a department. But I pretty much exhausted the entire place. So the next stage we had was the windows. And I just bought the Wagner paint sprayer, the one I have on the floor. And I was just about to paint the windows the week afterward. And that's when they told us that we had to leave. So as we're leaving out of there, I'm thinking like, wow, you know, that's unbelievable that, you know, I'm talking to the Lord like, why would you allow Satan to come in and take away something that you blessed us to have? Why would you allow them to get that kind of victory at the end of the day? But, you know, you got to be quiet and you got to listen to what the Lord's trying to tell you. And then as I started working more and more on the FLE technology, I was like, wow, this stuff does a lot more than what we thought it was going to do. Yeah, it does just about a lot of stuff. You notice everything has FLE attached to it. And then knowing that that stuff was eating through that sunlight like that, the way that, if we had sprayed that whole glass, my technology would have been on that glass. We're not talking about on a piece of film. We're talking about we were literally going to paint the glass. Now, we had painted that glass, and that technology wasn't really protected at that level yet. We lost it, which means what I'm standing in front of right now, I wouldn't have had. All the gamer screens wouldn't even existed. The ad tech wouldn't have existed. They already would have had our stuff. So yeah, it was a blessing that it happened, because we almost sprayed it to the glass, almost. Good thing I had the little sample sheets I had with them. I sprayed them first before I actually went and touched the glass, because if we had did the whole glass, yeah, none of this. We couldn't make it. They would know what was in it. They could easily break it down and figure out what was in it. Whew. So yeah, that was a blessing. Never look at anything. If God is blessing you and taking care of you and something doesn't work out, it's a good thing. And why it happened, because he's trying to protect you about what's going to happen in the future. So yeah, different times I was working at these contracts, and contracts that fell through. And then I found out later on what these people were really all about. God saved my neck at the end of the day. If I was hard-headed and proceeded and pushed on, well, then that would have been my fault if I fell into the pit. Just like the apartment. And the Lord told me that just sit down and just wait. Be patient. Nope, I wanted to get set up. I wanted to put the paint up on the walls, and I wanted to show the naysayers at the end of the day that I don't have to live in the basement, that I make plenty of money, this, that, and the other. End up moving into this place and hated it. I absolutely hated this place. Went into depression and everything else if I just would have sat back and listened to the Lord and waited. That's why I said, for us, in the end of the day, it is a victory. You will always have a victory from God, no matter what, because he's always there to watch over you and take care of you. Unfortunately, like I said, to our overseas customers, those have actually did right by my company. I do thank you for your support. We do 100%. Maybe in the future, who knows, we may get a business over there, and we may get the ability to be able to defend and use the batch number in those areas that would defend us. I know we got plenty of fantastic people overseas that would never do our company wrong in any way whatsoever, but we just can't afford to have someone come in and PayPal make a faulty decision, and we end up losing a lot of money on top of that. We just can't afford it. It's just no, we can't. It's just too much. It'll be too much for us. You know, we're trying to do something where I'm trying to bring out better products. I told you at the end of the day, when you're trying to bring out better products, when you're trying to do something different, You're going to have people who are going to fight against you every step of the way. They're going to try to do everything they can to try to keep you from hitting that path. I mean, we walk out of the picture, say we leave and we don't do this anymore. All right, what happens? Then bottom line is you continue to be subjected to products that we are taking people to court on that don't work. None of those products are tested. None of those products that work. None of those products have batch numbers. None of that whatsoever. They don't work. They're house paint. We clearly seen owners matching house paint on YouTube. We clearly seen owners painting screens down and they just turn into different colors or marquee, and they what's what we have the hot spot in dark environments, and use all kinds of tricks to try to make the product look like it's this, that, and the other. So that's what you're going to be dealing with. A lot of that crazy nonsense at the end of the day. And then the other half is the expensive gunmetal screen. $6,000 for a screen for a 120 inch, $5,000 for a 100-inch screen. That's what you're going to be dealing with. We come in, we can show that our products can take on the $6,000, $5,000 projection screens. Customers can basically get that kind of technology at 250 inches under $400 and do things that those certified screens can't even begin to even think of. You know, you have to have a special screen for the ultra short throw projectors, right? So that's going to cost you even more money. So again, the reason why our customers can display outside and they can display on huge walls and they can display on their churches and all that stuff, because we engineer that technology. And you got people out there, like I said, at the end of the day, that are going to be jealous, they're going to be upset, they're going to be angry. Not just them, other people too, and certified are going to be upset because we're not charging tons of money for our technology. We're making it available for everybody and affordable. And people are going to fight us on this. Left and right, they're going to fight us on this. And we're not going anywhere at all. Like he said, I should get out of the paint business. No, I'm not going out anywhere at all, period. I'm going to stay here and I'm going to continue to develop amazing technology, do demonstrations, and challenge people at the end of the day. And if those at the end of the day feel that we're this, that, and the other, well, I'll see you in court. That's all to it. So we plan to be here for a long time. All right, I got to get back to work. Hopefully, maybe one day, God willing, we'll have a place or a hub somewhere overseas, and we'll be able to utilize and protect our company under the batch number, so we can have our technology over there too. Because I would very well like to want them to have our technology. You know, I really would. But unfortunately, because of what happened, we can't. We can't take the risk. Other than that, thank you for your support. We do appreciate it. And I got to go. I got some companies I got to call, and I got a few demonstrations to do later on today. Thank you all for your time, and God bless.